We are back once again. There's been a lot that has been happening in the celebrity world this week. A number of entertainers made news, while some were just spectators. Welcome to our weekly entertainment news report, served with flair, precision, and professionalism. My name is Awesome Calvin, the entertainer, coming to you straight from Broadcast House, Nile Avenue, Kampala. From people like Alien Skin, the man survived a violent attack. The man was almost beaten up like a chicken thief while in Jinja. To people like Eddie Kenzo, who is speaking out, we've also seen an end, what appears to be an end between the working relationship between Manager Goja and Spice Diana. That and so much more in today's Entertainment Weekly Report. Let's start with Eddie Kenzo, who is speaking out. I think for him, he feels like enough is enough. Morgan Denyo, Yesawa are responding. Well, just days ago, Ugandan music star and UNMF president Eddie Kenzo, also known as Eddie Musuza, rubbished claims by promoter Norbert that he mismanaged federation funds. Kenzo says the president himself is satisfied with the accountability, and I guess on this is pointing to some praises that he received during the Yoweri album launch, which happened in Munyonyo. Now, of course, Kenzo dismissed the list Norbert has been sharing online, saying it is fake and misleading. He's basically urging anyone interested to access official records directly from the federation. And of course, Kenzo said that there are people who are actually fighting him. He further alleged that Norbert is being used by some powerful individuals to fight him, but insists he remains focused on his work as presidential advisor on creatives and the president of the Uganda National Musicians Federation. Kenzo now plans to sue Norbert Events for defamation, demanding that he further substantiates his allegations in court, saying that he's not fazed, and if there is anything that, if there is any truth in what Norbert is claiming, he should be able to substantiate that in the courts of law. Eddie Kenzo also spoke out about his relationship with Bebe Cool, saying there is no bad blood between the two. Now, of course, he also said that EPAS never reached out to him for any financial support as a federation, saying that inaka statement kyakoseza nti omuti obebinyi bigenda eri omuti so muti si omutu genda eri ebinyonyi. Of course, ever since Eddie Kenzo took on the mantle as the federation president, there's been a lot. He has achieved some good wins, but of course also his critics have also been at it, from promoters like Norbert Events to others like Abitex. What I find quite interesting, it is the promoters who are asking and demanding for this accountability. Let's face it, these promoters over time have received money and support from government, notably the support they received from General Salim Saleh. Many would think that it could have been a different section or different persons demanding for accountability. Si abo abafunedda ku ssente abasinga bagamba nti Eddie Kenzo, yes, musajja welcoming abantu ab'enjawulo naye okumuggyako akasente kizibu nnyo. So you may find that those who have been beneficiaries from Eddie Kenzo and his federation are saying otherwise. Yeah. Now, away from Eddie Kenzo, Alien Skin, City of Danger, things didn't look very good for him. Last week on Thursday, musician Patrick Murwana, aka Alien Skin, he narrowly survived the mob-style attack while in Jinja. And by all accounts, the man is lucky to be alive. Alien Skin had traveled to Jinja to perform at an NRM event, but the mood flipped fast moments after he set a group of rowdy youth turned violent, forcing security and event organizers to intervene and rescue the singer. Now, unconfirmed reports suggest that the chaos may have been fueled by lingering tensions, especially those he's been provoking or his haters. Now, whether it was political heat or street vendetta, the hostility was real. Meanwhile, this isn't a new territory for Alien Skin. If you remember very well, earlier this year, he was reportedly attacked while in Uganda and at that time he was left injured and briefly hospitalized. Abasobola mulaba mwamulabanga era ne zigida gye bamuteekako mu face. But if you thought this latest scare would humble alien skin, you might need to think again. Just take a look at that tweet that he shared moments after, where he was like, tell your neighbor nti bino kimenke byayagalira ddala. And I think this was more of a clapback that loosely translates to this is exactly how it's meant to play out, appearing to be unfazed, unmoved, and clearly unbothered. Of course, on the following day, alien skin was later spotted at another event, still in Eastern region, this time with a relatively friendly welcome. Now, if there is any lessons to learn, alien skin has certainly learned nothing, and maybe that is the whole point. Musajja tayagala nnyo ekintu kitambulanga bwe yakibala kitambulanga bw'akisuubira. Okay? But I just hope something is done about his security, and also him at a personal level. He's very careful on how he plays around, with his words, especially in this political season. Where saying a simple statement you make can trigger or can anger a section of fans or the frenemies in one way or the other. Now, moving on away from alien skin, singer Spice Diana and manager Roger, it looks like their long-time relationship has finally come to an end. These two have been closely working together for years. Of course, according to reports, the two have officially parted ways. And Roger Lubega has been running Source Management, and this brings an end to a partnership that has spanned nearly a decade. And by all accounts, it played a pivotal role into shaping Spice Diana's career in many ways. Now, speculation about a possible split began circulating shortly after Spice's successful concert that happened sometime in January, with many suggesting she was preparing to chart an independent course. Now, that speculation was now, it has now become reality. And Spice Diana just recently launched her own recording label known as 9 Yard. This marks an end of her working relationship with Source Management. Now, under Roger Lubega's guidance, Spice Diana rose to become one of the most successful, one of the most influential female artists, delivering hit after hit, commanding major stages, and securing multiple endorsement deals. Some were actually suggesting that she was she had the most endorsements among all female artists. Now, you can clearly tell that their collaboration was widely regarded very effective. Now, with the inception of 9 Yard, Spice Diana now takes full control of her music, her brand direction. Now, while this move signals growth and independence, it also presents new challenges, especially in building a fresh team and navigating a new strategic path. Now, though no official statements have been released by either party, insiders suggest that the separation was amicable, one that was rooted in mutual professional evolution. And of course, reports further indicate that a split of jointly held assets has already taken place. Now, as Spice Diana steps into her new role as a labor boss, the industry, for us this side, we are watching closely in anticipation that yes, things will go her way. Now, on whether Roger Lubega will find it easy to move on, given the depth of their working relationship, is a narrative yet to unfold. Personally, I know moving on isn't easy, especially when the bond runs deep. So jakwesanga nti okumuvinga on kiyinza obeera ekyangu eri manager Roger oba kiyinza omukalubirira, considering how long these two have closely worked together. Of course, there were also rumors that they were more than just business partners, but that was purely a rumor mill that none can substantiate. Naye nga webito webiri, on whether Roger will move on or he will sour grape, tulindirira atera tulaba. Now moving on away from Spice Diana and manager Roger. Over the weekend we had Roast and Rhyme. I attended Roast and Rhyme after a long while. Now this event saw hundreds of music lovers who braved Kampala's unpredictable skies to attend the 24th edition of Roast and Rhyme. Now this was held at Lugogo Hockey Grounds, dubbed Soul on Strings. Now the event delivered a cozy blend of acoustic performances, DJ sets and grilled delicacies. And I guess they were living up to their theme despite a few logistical trade-offs. Now, if you're to look at the angle of performances, yes, there were a number of performers who set the mood. The lineup featured soulful sets from Aronex to Aziza Zion to Vairota to Tracy Melody, and of course a lively DJ turn-up session that featured a DJ Nelly Sting. Nelly Sting was big on playing those nostalgic throwback songs from back in time. And of course, while the crowd wasn't packed to full capacity, it held steady, suggesting that the rain and the venue shift may have, to some extent, affected the early turn-up. It said every single watabeerawo nkuba kutonya abantu bajjanga bukyali. Yeah, but there were some numbers. The numbers were really pretty good. Of course, we now look at the fashion check. Boys and girls stepped out. Casual fashion dominated. Think of people rocking denims, hot pants, leggings, sneakers, and some laid-back flair. The crowd appeared relaxed and engaged, soaking in the performances and the ambience. Of course, roasting stations were limited to professional service providers, which was a shift from the usual grill culture. What I observed on ground is like there were some professional service providers who were doing that. Of course, from my observation, one of the challenges that I observed was something to do with parking. Yes, but the organization was notably smooth. There was no commotion at the entrance. There was efficient flow and visible security. However, parking proved the challenge with limited space inside the venue. And of course, there was also, and for me, I think this is a recurring issue, especially when it comes to the events that are based at Lugogo Cricket Oval. Challenge etero berao ku parking ofuna abantu abatuufu osobola parking emmotoka yo. But yes, despite the drizzle and the venue constraints, Roast and Rhyme delivered on its promise, which was soulful strings, good food, and a warm crowd. It wasn't just the biggest turnout, but it was the vibe that it was. Of course, the same venue was also hosting a game. Those Anam Blazers were playing another team. Yeah, so we hope the party lovers had a great time. I rubbed shoulders, interacted with some friends who came through to say hi. I saw my guy Kleberson from Gargamel was also in attendance. Yabadde story watundira t-shirts zao ne caps ze. Anayagala naye okunkubaka ngamba Calvin jangu ogule ku caps mugamba ate nange nze kukola ate nawe oyagala kunkolamu cassette. But he was also there. I saw my boys from Big Eye who were also in attendance. I saw Prima Kadash who was also all over the place, and many turn-up kings and queens that graced this edition of Roast and Rhyme. I hope you guys had a great time. Now, moving on away from Roast and Rhyme, Ray G made history. If you were anywhere around Mbarara over the weekend, you can attest to this, that the man is who he thinks he is. Over the weekend, Ray G continued to stamp his legacy in Ugandan music, and yes, he held a landmark concert at Kakyeeka Stadium. According to local fans, this was the first time an individual artist headlined such a massive event at such a venue. We're talking stadium. Many people are saying that venue, radio stations, it has always been the radio stations that would always organize big events there. But Ray J was like, guys, it is Ray J, and he took on the challenge. Of course, thousands of fans turned up, nearly filling the venue to capacity. Now, Ray J shared the stage with a vibrant lineup of next generation stars that included an element from Rwanda, Lydia Jasmine, Omega 256, Truth 256, and others who kept the crowd electrified throughout the night. The event went on till the wee hours of the night. Of course, a few mishaps or hiccups here and there, like moments when sound went off. There was that moment which was highlighted by many on social media, that moment when Omega and Ray were on stage, and of course sound went off. You could actually clearly see Omega singing her latest song, and also another thing that I observed, of course people were singing along. Ray G asked those in attendance to forgive Omega and offer her a second chance. And for me, I guess this was about the past tension between Ray and Omega, and maybe a section of fans. Of course, different entertainers further showcased from DJs to MCs. Unfortunately, one of the things that I observed, the floor was slippery, yeah? It saw a number of entertainers fall off stage. Yeah, so while the history was being made, some were making history for falling off stage. I saw one of the MCs, and I observed, guys, you need to be very careful, especially if you're buying sneakers, Nikes, Jordans. There are some fake sneakers, that easily, they don't hold traction on a slippery floor. You can try it, and you'll be able to confirm yourself that yes, that saw some people falling off stage. But yes, for me, I think this wasn't just a concert, it was a cultural movement. I saw personalities from Kampala who joined forces with Western Uganda's finest, and to me this was signaling a powerful wave of unity and regional pride. Now, despite a downpour, the show went on smoothly, with fans treated to diverse performances and unforgettable moments. I also saw others like Katalea and Kando. I also saw Jazz. I also saw Levixon. I also saw Nimrod. I also saw my girl Flora Shaw and a couple of others who graced the event. Now, Ray G summed it up on social media. He took it to his Twitter account saying, "No amount of words can express this kind of love." Ray G is clearly out to make history, and is not about to stop. Meanwhile, have you checked out his latest video? There's a video which he outed recently, and this song is delivered in both English and Runyachitara. Yeah, I think he's basically reflecting not only on his linguistic versatility, but also a strategic evolution in sound and storytelling. Once again, man, congratulations to you, Ray, and congratulations to Ugandan music. The culture is surely moving. He came to Lugogo, Nachikuba. He took it to Kakyeeka Stadium, Nachikuba. Now the fans are giving him titles. Some are saying he is the best, is the best there is. Others are saying this and that. But for us here, we say, congratulations, congratulations. Now, moving on from Ray, moving on from Roast and Rhyme, both successful events. Now, in Kampala, Chagayaga, Jabadde Miranga Mierero, Musajja ekivulu kyamufuukidde akabaate. Now, what was meant to be, a triumphant return of Big Papa Chagayaga, which was over the weekend, ended up into a total disappointment. Now, the concert failed to take off, and leaving just a handful of fans and merchandise vendors stranded outside the venue. Now, most of these were seen just meandering with no show in sight. Abantu babaddawo, ku venue balaba batambula bazze okutunda buswiti bwabwe nga tebategeera kiki ekikola kyabadde kigenda mu maaso. But there was a build up to this, because by 8 a.m., Chaga had already taken to social media airing grievances. The man was already accusing fellow artists of not supporting him. Now, according to a story which was carried by Big IUG, waliwo story generally Stuart Jebakaringa, early morning on Saturday, of course, Chaga is quoted to have said, "My singing friends didn't rehearse with me. They didn't buy a single table and will probably not show up. Now, clearly the man was already lamenting by early morning before the event could even kick off. Now, that alone, to many observers and to us here in the Fourth Estate, it was already signaling that something was off, yet the day hadn't even begun. Now, of course, speaking about the strategy that Kakyeeka Yo employed, Chaga's rollout lacked momentum. Because, I mean, let's face it, for one artist who hasn't released a song in 15 years, he needed to do more. But clearly, promotion, for starters, was minimal, visibility was low, and the disconnect was evident. For me, I think a solid campaign could have changed the narrative. I think many platforms, including this very one, and many colleagues in the industry would have been there for Chaga had he reached out, and that would probably have amplified the buzz about his return, you know. But Chirabika, I don't know why I think this could have been a one-man's show, you know. Because I know when it's a one-man show, that alone comes with a lot of pressure. But anyways, those could probably just be my thoughts. There could be something more deeper at play than we know. Now, of course, Chaga, personally, I think you need to be reminded that legacy alone doesn't guarantee numbers. In today's entertainment landscape, connections, consistency, and communication are key. Otherwise you'll be left sour graping buli omu omulabanga atakwagaliza, buli omu omulabanga akunyira zizi. But I do sympathize with you. Such challenges, when they do happen, they are lessons for us to learn from. I saw a video of Wizo Manizo ng'ali mu kukola rehearsals naawe. But and of course also over the weekend I had some artists here from Mickey Wine to Martin Yoyo. Abali bali mukita ba supporters. Guys, come support Kakyeeka. Ne omusajja yali yawanise that yali asuddewo that tawulo nga ne event enaba kugenda muki tenaba genda maaso. So katukusabire obere ng'osobola okuplanninga plan B. I also have an issue with Katikati as a venue. There are very few musicians who have held successful events at Katikati. Wasinga watadde La Bonita, naye ate era ne La Bonita eterobeera n'ebizibu byayo. Lwe nasembayo teeka ku La Bonita saafuna abantu yansala bubi nnyo nnyini ddala. But anyways, life is full of lessons. So we don't know what ebiwundu ebyo.